Vivian, I'm so glad that you're here today.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Um, Not so great.
What do you mean not so great?
I just really have a lot going on. I am the captain of the volleyball team, and I am taking college credit courses online. I work over the weekends. I'm taking all honors classes because I'm really, really trying to get into an Ivy League school, and I volunteer some Saturdays, and I've just been having a lot of panic attacks lately, or what I think are panic attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like you're doing so much. Just, are you doing that all for yourself?
I mean, my parents both went to Ivy League schools, and so does my older sister. So I guess it's just always been something that I had to do.
Yeah, like just kind of an expectation that you've had for yourself a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's great that you're doing all those things. I mean, I think you should be really proud of yourself. But I mean, I understand how it can get really, really complicated like that sometimes, and would you say it gets pretty overwhelming most times?
Yeah, I like almost every day will this feeling will come over me where my heart feels like it's gonna just explode out of my chest, and like I feel like I can't breathe, and I almost feel like sometimes I'm not even like in my body. Sometimes I just feel so detached from myself.
Yeah, that's pretty scary, I would say, being 17. I mean, you do have all these things that you're worrying about, and it's awesome that, you have plans, but, is there anything that you wish you could do that you may not be doing right now as a teenager?
Yeah, I would just love to be able to hang out with my friends more and just honestly just do nothing.
Yeah.
Too. I wish I could just do absolutely nothing and just relax. But I feel like even when I try to take a minute to relax, I almost feel like I don't deserve to.
Yeah. That's unfair. I mean, you are a teenage girl, you have all these things in front of you, you're not spending much time with your friends, you wish you could spend more time. It sounds like you are missing out on some things that, maybe your other friends are experiencing right now. So, it sounds like you're struggling to focus on what's happening right now, would you say?
Yeah, I almost feel like I have so much to do that I just don't even know what to do first. And then there's just so much stuff that I'm just trying to plan for my future, and then just for like my college, like applying for college and stuff. I just feel like I need to, and a lot of my friends too are also, trying to get into Ivy League schools, so they're all kind of doing the same thing as I am. So I know we're all kind of like in the same boat. But yeah, I feel like my panic attacks are really starting to become it's really starting to affect my functioning.
Okay. So how do you feel about being here today?
I was so nervous to come here, but I know that I needed to talk to somebody.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to talk to someone if you feel like everything in your life is, pushing down on you right now. I mean, it's got to be tiring having to do this every single day in a routine, and, it sounds like you don't really get too much time to self-care. or do anything, you know, for people that you care about because you have a lot of obligations to your future. And I mean, I know being in high school, you know, worrying about college is a really big deal. You know, so going to an Ivy League school would mean a lot to you. Does that sound right?
Oh, it would mean everything.
Yeah. So, you know, it sounds like you are doing a lot for yourself and you are doing a lot to make other people happy too. And which is, you know, not always a bad thing, but sometimes when we do pay attention too much to what's in our future or what our plans are and what our dreams are, it's hard for us to appreciate, you know, our life at this moment. It's hard for us to do things that are more meaningful for ourselves because we're delaying all of that to worry about, you know, what our life will look like in 5 years or 10 years. And, you know, planning ahead is not always bad, but, you know, if it takes over a lot of what you're focusing on right now, it can be difficult to deal with. So, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I just have a couple more questions. You know, what would you think your life would look like if you didn't get into an Ivy League?
Oh my gosh, this thought literally keeps me up at night.
Yeah.
I would probably, I just know I would be a disappointment to my family, and I would be a disappointment to myself, and then like all my friends would go away to college, and then I probably wouldn't see them, and then I would be stuck at like a community college or something, and I did all that work for nothing.
It sounds like going to that Ivy League school is a make or break for you.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of what you mean for yourself and how you feel about yourself, and how you think other people would feel about you relies on you getting into a good school. Does that sound like what you're going through?
Yes. 100%.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, do you feel like because your family has had Ivy League kind of throughout everyone that you've never really gotten a chance to choose something else, or, you know, do you feel like this is also what you want?
I guess I've never really given myself a chance to like even think about any other options for myself.
Yeah, like what, do you have any other, you know, interests that aren't related to school? Like you said you play sports, you know, is that something that you'd be willing to pursue if it meant not going to an Ivy League?
Yeah, I've thought about that. I also am a very good, I think I'm a really good like artist, or like I draw and stuff, but I hardly ever have the time anymore to do stuff like that. So it just never occurred to me that could even be an option for me.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, sometimes when so much of who we are going to be is so important to us right now that we don't really think about what other versions of ourselves we could experience, you know? There aren't really many, like you said, other options that you've given yourself time to think about, because you have been so focused on this goal that is set for you by your parents, even yourself. You know, you have a lot of people to please, it sounds like. And, you know, it sounds like you're making so many good steps to get into that school and to, you know, finish out a good year playing volleyball and doing everything that you need to do. But, you know, do you think that there's a future for you that can be determined not by just that one decision?
That's a really hard question.
Yeah, it's tough.
Cause like I said, I've never even thought about like any like I've just never had a plan B ever.
Yeah.
And now trying to think about a plan B is it's scary,
Yeah.
but it also is interesting to think about.
Yeah, because, you know, it sounds like you've never really given yourself the chance to dream about different things and to, you know, imagine a perfect world where you could do a million more things with, you know, your time, with, you know, your abilities. You've never really given yourself a chance to explore those opportunities or different avenues that you could possibly take. And I think what's difficult about doing that is when you think about a plan B, or you think about a second option, or you think about, you know, a range of opportunities that you could have for yourself, it seems like you're putting that first stream away. But you don't necessarily have to do that. It's, you know, it sounds like what you're going through is a lot of, this is who I'm gonna be, you know, this is what I'm making efforts to be, and if I don't get there, then I don't mean anything. Is that sometimes how you feel?
All the time. That's
Yeah.
how I feel all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard because that it doesn't necessarily define your entire life, but it's defining who you're going to be in the next however many years, you know? And it's important to think about, not just to be prepared for if things happen that, you know, come out of nowhere or that you're unexpected for, but to just give yourself a chance to identify different strengths that you have that may not just be, you know, you're really, really, really smart, you're really hardworking, and you're dedicated. You know, like you said, you draw sometimes, and you don't really have much time to do that. Do you think that people would ever be able to see you as someone who's really artistic?
I think that my mom could, and I think that my sister could, and then maybe like a couple of my friends. But then I also know that like some of my other friends would probably be like, "You're crazy."
Yeah, because you kind of set up already how people are gonna see you, because that's how you want to see yourself, right? And like I said, you have so many good strengths and qualities, but you're not allowing yourself to open other doors. Do you feel like it's gonna take away your attention from what you want right now?
I can't. I know it would take a lot for me to like change my like direction.
Yeah.
But if I were to maybe think about it more, I could maybe start being able to see myself trying something different, or maybe like not working so hard to be someone that I think other people want me to be.
Yeah, that was a really good thought process that you had. I mean, you had a lot of key points that I think you're struggling with, and it's good that you're aware of those now. I want to try something with you. It's pretty simple. I wanted to give you a couple words to think about, and I want you to tell me what feelings or emotions you associate with this word.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one is isolation.
So what feelings do I associate with isolation? Sadness, depression.
Freedom.
Joy, happiness.
Okay. The next one is death.
Grief and pain.
Okay, the last one is meaning.
depression.
Okay. I really like the things that you were thinking of. I chose some words that, don't necessarily have too much of a connotation, and some that may have a little bit more of a stronger connotation. And there's a couple of things I wanted to touch on before our session ends. Is you said for isolation, you associate that with depression and being sad. So tell me, do you feel isolated from, your social groups and people that you care about right now?
Yeah, my friends and even my family. Yeah, I hardly spend time with any of them
Yeah.
because I'm always so busy.
Yeah. Is that a fear of yours, is becoming isolated at some point in your life ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second one, you described freedom as feeling joy, and what kind of freedom do you think you have in your life right now?
None. Maybe going to bed at night. That would be about it.
Yeah. And the thing is, freedom is something that you'll always experience in some kind of way, but it sounds like you're not getting much of it right now, and you have a really big fear of isolating yourself in the future, and now. That's kind of what you're going through, is you're so focused on your future and who you're going to be that it's hard for you to appreciate and really engage in how you are right now, who you are. As Megan, the 17-year-old who is on the volleyball team, who is applying to an Ivy League. I mean, these are all such great things, but it sounds like you're experiencing a lot of negative emotions while you're doing this. So I just want you to think about, who you are right now is really hardworking. Who you're going to be in the future, is most likely going to be very hardworking. It sounds like that's something that's very ingrained in your blood. But, this is also a part of your life that, it's going to change. Things change. You grow up, you have different responsibilities. And a lot of who you're going to be is riding on what you do right now. And would you like to look back in 5 to 10 years, and would you like who you are right now and what you're really paying attention to necessarily?
Yeah, I think if I looked back at myself now, like five years from now, I would probably be like, wow, I was so stressed out and always stressed out. And I really hope I'm not like that 5 years from now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's no telling exactly what life is going to look like for you in 5 to 10 years. You can't always predict everything, and it's hard for us to plan everything out and expect it to all go to plan. So, you have a lot of things that you're worrying about right now, and I think, you're going to keep working hard at them, but, a little homework is I want you to be able to find a portion of your day to self-care, and it can be any type of time. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever you have, appreciate something that you can do right now as 17-year-old Megan that you may not be able to do in 10 years. So think about something, that you could do. Do that, remember how you felt about it, and we can talk about it the next time you come in.
Okay.
That sound good?
I will definitely give that a try.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad that you're coming, regularly, and I'm really proud of the progress that you're really excited to make. So, it's gonna be good.
Thank you.